Welcome to Stargate Codex. I am Dr. Elias Thorn, historian and decoder of ancient mysteries. Today we explore another guarded secret from the temples and the stars, drawing from the profound works of Skye Alden. We will decode its power and how you can begin working with it. The Codex opens now.
Imagine standing before a polished surface that does more than show your face. Imagine a threshold that quietly doubles your perception, aligns inner patterns with celestial rhythms, and stages a safe encounter with what you have long avoided. For millennia, mirrors and reflective materials have functioned as portable thresholds, gateways for initiation, tools for alchemical transformation, and instruments for precise energetic focusing. In the next 9 minutes, you will hear the lineage of this practice, understand why reflection was treated as a sacred technology, and learn a concise, safe 3-step mirror anchor you can practice today to reclaim clarity and sovereignty.
I call this teaching the Mirror Stargate. It is not a single ritual or phrase. It is a recurring pattern across cultures where reflective technologies appear at the center of initiation and inner work. In Egypt, polished bronze mirrors were placed in tomb offerings and ritual chambers. In Mesoamerica, obsidian mirrors served as portals in shamanic practice. In medieval and early modern Europe, alchemists used polished basins and specula as instruments for contemplation and transformation. Scholars debate the precise meanings, and rightly so, but what unites these uses is intentionality. These surfaces were prepared, tended, and staged as part of an initiatory architecture. They were technologies of attention as much as they were symbolic objects.
Archaeology and textual sources give us fragments that, when read with care, suggest several consistent practices. Egyptian funerary contexts include polished bronze mirrors, often placed near the heart of ritual sets, objects that likely served both as status symbols and as devices for seeing differently in ritual light. In Mesoamerican codices and oral histories, obsidian mirrors were associated with visioning and prophecy. They were not merely decorative, but active tools for contact with altered states. By the Renaissance, alchemical manuscripts and laboratory inventories list polished specula and basins used in meditation and the observation of subtle operations, the alchemist's instrument for watching internal processes. I will be cautious here. These interpretations are informed by multiple lines of evidence, and Skye Alden's treatments are careful to present alternatives and uncertainties. We are looking at patterns, not certainties.
So, how do we decode reflection as a layered language? First, reflection performs a doubling, the self and an image of the self, which creates a mirroring relationship that cultures use to stage inner dialogue and initiation. Second, reversal. A mirror inverts left and right, and that symbolic reversal has been leveraged in ritual to reveal hidden oppositions, to invert status, or to negotiate thresholds between worlds. Third, astronomical mapping. Reflective surfaces can be aligned to light, star positions, and cyclical phenomena, creating a correspondence between inner perception and celestial order. Finally, staging. The mirror is often placed in a particular environment, under certain lighting, with ritual objects surrounding it, all of which create an architecture for a controlled encounter with the shadow or the hidden template of the psyche. Beneath symbolism, there are energetic mechanisms that make mirror work effective without invoking supernatural claims. A polished surface concentrates visual attention and reduces external distraction, a primitive focusing device that amplifies subtle cues and bodily feedback. Confronting your reflected image in a controlled state tends to surface disowned emotions and habitual tensions because the brain uses visual feedback to anchor identity. When that feedback is altered or amplified, hidden patterns become more visible. In ritual use, these effects were harnessed not to terrify, but to offer controlled encounters with shadow material, with clear ethical boundaries and support structures. That is the ethical lineage Skye Alden emphasizes, mirror work as a skilled practice, embedded in ceremony and safety, not as a thrill-seeking exercise.
Now, a practical activation, the mirror anchor. This is intentionally simple, reversible, and gentle. Step 1. Prepare. Clean a small mirror or polished surface and place it on a stable table at eye level. Sit comfortably, feet on the ground. Decide on a time limit, 3 to 5 minutes for the first practice. Set an intention that is framed as curiosity and sovereignty. I will look to see what shows up. I will remain grounded and stop if I feel overwhelmed. Step 2. Witness. With soft eyes, look at your reflection and allow any sensations or emotions to register. Notice them without trying to change them. Name one immediate sensation or emotion out loud. Tension in the throat, tightness in the chest. Then return to a neutral gaze. The naming process reduces arousal and gives the nervous system a descriptive anchor. Step 3. Integrate. Close the eyes, take 3 slow breaths, and imagine gathering the felt sense into the center of the chest. Thank the image for showing up and place a practical intention for the day. And by grounding, touch your feet to the floor, drink water, and resume an ordinary activity. This practice is brief by design. It offers a micro-initiation rather than a deep dive. If intense material appears, stop, sit quietly, and contact a trusted practitioner or mental health support. The mirror anchor is meant to empower, not to destabilize.
Let's sample a guided micro-practice now. If you are driving or otherwise occupied, pause and return when you are seated and safe. Otherwise, place a small mirror, sit, and settle. We will be brief. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Out for 6. Soften your gaze and look at your reflection. Notice one feature, perhaps the color of your eyes or the slope of your brow, and then notice the felt sense in the body. Say quietly, "I notice," and name it. Example, "I notice tightness in my shoulders." Hold that for a breath. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, imagine the sensation softening by a small degree. Repeat once. Now close your eyes. Take 3 slow, grounding breaths. Place your hands on your knees and feel the contact. When you are ready, open your eyes and finish by drinking a sip of water. If at any point you felt overwhelmed, place your attention on the soles of your feet and remain seated until you feel steady. This sample is short, a compact, safe way to experience how reflection can reveal and then be integrated.
To recap, mirrors and polished surfaces have functioned historically as technologies of attention and initiation. We named that pattern the Mirror Stargate, surveyed its archaeological and textual appearances, decoded its symbolic language, and explored the practical energetic mechanisms that make mirror work transformative when done responsibly. A few cautions. Keep practices brief at first, choose a safe environment, and remember that strong emotions are normal. They are signs of material moving rather than signs of danger. For deeper historical context, layered protocols, and the full exercises referenced here, I encourage you to explore the works of Skye Alden and the Stargate Codex Library. Her books provide the research, rituals, and ethical frameworks to work safely and effectively. The gate is open. Will you step through?
That is the ancient gate we decoded today. That is the hidden teaching. And that is your activation. For the complete historical depth, symbols, and practices, explore the transformative books of Skye Alden. The gate is open. The Codex awaits.